We scaled this brand from $0 to $231,000 in less than 90 days. I think it's like the last 80 days or something. So I'm gonna be breaking this down. Super excited to share this crazy growth of a brand. Most brands aren't able to scale like this. I'm gonna share some context as to how this brand had such a successful e-commerce channel launch, what made it successful, what we did to bring all this revenue and profit in for them. This brand was already really successful on Amazon. In fact, they've already gotten to about $5 to $6 million a year. The brand knew what they were doing, and that's a really good start. I'm not gonna mention who the brand is, but I'll label some of the pain points that they've had that you probably have experienced at some points as a business owner. The biggest challenge for this company is they sell a pretty popular thing. There's a whole lot of competitors and a bunch of other people selling the same categories and types of products as they are. The brand's got a shit ton of competition. They sell a product that's not super expensive, which means their average order value isn't very high, and they don't have great profit margins on their products either. In fact, their cost of goods are somewhere around 60%, which typically for companies that we work with is way too high when you're trying to launch an e-commerce channel, when you're trying to scale on e-commerce. And yeah, let's get into it. So if you've ever sold on Amazon, you know that Amazon freaking rinses you with fees. They take a percentage of your revenue. They take fees for shipping, they take fees for handling and packaging your products, they take fees for returning your products, they charge you extra money for returns, also just charge you for storage, and probably about 4 or 5 other things. I'm going the wrong way. Fuck. Amazon is a really scary place to be. If Jeff Bezos decides he doesn't like you, he doesn't like your brand, or he doesn't like your product, he can turn you off tomorrow and you have no access to the entire business that you spent years and years building. You don't get things like phone numbers, you don't get things like emails or addresses, and it makes it really hard for you to customize your marketing towards your customers. You can't really talk with them or get to know them very well or very easily. It's a great place to get some sales, but it's a less attractive place to build most of your business. Hello? Amazing. Okay, I'm coming to pick up the car right now. Thank you. Hello?
I'm your Uber. You are on Home Street, right?
I'm on, it's called Continental. It's right behind Howe Street.
Okay, see you then.
Bye-bye. We're about to hop in the Uber, and then I'm going to explain what we actually did to solve this brand's problems with Amazon and scale up an e-com channel for them. We currently have 30 minutes to pick up this car, and we've probably been filming this video for 30 minutes already, despite it only being 30 seconds long. Yeah, all of our Ubers keep declining us. I think we're on our 5th Uber right now. We might get the car, we might not, but we'll see. Hello. Ooh. How's it going? So if your brand is solely dependent on Amazon like this one was, you're in a really dangerous position as a company. Launching something on Shopify is a logical option for you to diverse risk. So for this brand, they wanted to be able to control their own e-commerce channel and control their own, essentially, ability to get sales themselves. What was great for us stepping into this business is they already had really excellent supply chain and logistics in place. So they had their own warehouse that they were keeping their products, and they had really fast shipping to customers in the US. This meant that we were able to scale sales as much as we wanted, knowing that we weren't going to have customers complaining about shipping times, which is something that lots of people that might drop ship and do other business models will run into. And we knew that customers were generally going to have a great unboxing experience and a good first impression of the brand itself. It also meant that we could handle as much order volume as we wanted. Our goal was to find profit quickly. And in order to do that, we didn't want to spend a lot of money. Lots of people, when they launch marketing campaigns, they'll go and spend tens of thousands of dollars as a test, trying to get things to work. New companies often do this, or really big companies, when they have lots of money and they don't care about burning it, will do this too. And in neither situation is that a wise move. You can get the same insight with a $100 budget as you can a $100,000 budget. So we started spending $20, $30 a day on Google Ads, just capturing demand that people already had for this product. This, again, was a product that is popular. There are a lot of competitors. So we knew that there are a lot of people searching for this on Google already. And one of the things about products that have already been successful on Amazon is they indicate that they're probably going to be really successful on Google. So for us, Google was the first place to start. If you're selling a product that gets a lot of searches, or let's just call it a more common product, it's not something brand new, a new invention of any kind, then the likelihood is lots of people are already searching for it. So if you want to capture those sales, you really need to just get creative with your messaging and your offer. For us, we were selling something that had a low price point, right? And a low average order value. People wouldn't typically spend much money on it. Now, we offered crazy incentives to get people to spend, instead of $20 to $30, $200 to $300.
Does that work for every brand?
Yeah, so we did that through things like really, really great shipping, like really fast shipping. And that was something that we could leverage because we had that as a brand already. We also did that with good volume discounting and giving people things like cash back for really high purchases. As far as I can remember, we didn't do anything super out of the box, but we did really hammer home getting people to spend more money, and we made that the focus. The goal of everything we were doing website related was just get people to spend as much money per order as possible. And we didn't focus on anything else. No fancy conversion rate hacks, no fancy messaging or copy or content. It was just encourage people to spend money, basically. In doing that, we gave ourselves the margins we needed per order to be able to continue reinvesting into ads and spending money quickly. As we started to see some traction with Google, instead of waiting for the end of the month to increase our ad budgets, we scaled really quickly. You'll see that we started scaling on almost a daily basis. And as we were scaling, we were watching the profitability, the net profit and the contribution profit, the revenue minus the variable expenses. We were watching these two profit margins really, really tightly. And as a result, we were able to increase budgets in almost real time. In the first month, we managed to get spend from about $20 a day to around $100 a day. But in the second 30-day period, we went from spending around $100 a day to several $100s per day. And we ended up with a store that had $0 in sales previously to having thousands of dollars in sales on some days after just 2 months in. As we had finally confirmed Google as a platform, and as we had figured out the strategy that we needed to take on Google, the keywords, the messaging, the product SKUs specifically that we were going to be selling, we were able to start testing a new platform like Meta. If your e-commerce channel is new, or if you have a lot of experience with e-commerce, you'll know that Meta is really creative dependent. So we needed to create creatives from scratch for this brand. With such little time, we didn't have the ability to create crazy influencer campaigns. We hadn't built a bank of content for this company just yet. So we had to keep our creatives incredibly simple. And that's why Meta was a platform we started testing secondarily. But as we introduced Meta as a platform, and as we've been introducing it over the last 40 days or so now, we're taking the exact same approach we took with Google, and we're spending a tiny amount of money to begin before slowly scaling it up as we're seeing traction. We've kind of validated Google as a platform, and we're still testing Meta. And as soon as we figure out Meta, we get it to a few $100 to $1,000 a day, we'll know that that platform is validated and we can start scaling it further. At this point with the brand, we've gotten to a place where it's super profitable. We've had our first couple of $10,000 days, and we are now focusing in on creating content and really branding the online presence for this company so that we can get a platform like Meta scaling, and we can start exploring a channel like TikTok as well. Now, the biggest secret to the success that we've had with this brand is we've just kept it simple the entire time. And through this video, you've probably seen that. We weren't doing all of this crazy content, TikTok shops, SEO strategies. We just found people searching for a product that we were selling. We gave them exactly what they wanted. We shipped it to them quickly. And as a result, they've started to see a ton of returning customers as well. And that's one of the things that is starting to compound the growth of this business. The revenue is getting higher and higher, and the profit is growing as well, which is giving us extra budget to continue spending on growing this business. We ended up making it to the shop just in time. I'd call this a pretty successful video, and if you want to be successful with your company, keep it simple. It doesn't need to be complicated. You'll see, like I outlined in this video, we kept it relatively simple for this brand, and we didn't do anything fancy. There was no TikTok shops, content, SEO, influencer campaigns. It was just giving people that were already looking for products we were selling exactly what they wanted, and then shipping the product to the customer quickly. And that's brought us a ton of returning customers, which is already helping grow the revenue and the profit, and is allowing us to continue reinvesting in this company's success. So if you're running an e-commerce channel, if it's something that you're struggling with, write down the things that you know that you should be doing, keep it simple and work on them. And if you're really struggling, you're welcome to book a meeting with us. We'd be happy to help. We'd be happy to share some ideas and some advice and explore a partnership together as well. Peace.